world uses more resources than our planet can sustain. Current levels of global consumption suggest we will need 3 Earths by 2050. The circular economy calls for a different approach. Transforming the traditional take-make-dispose model, it seeks to create a world where very little goes to waste.
The current linear model of extracting finite resources simply cannot continue. By its very definition, if you have a limited amount of something that you're continually using and not replenishing in any way, it's going to run out eventually, and there's going to be none left. So that linear model is unsustainable, and the circular economy is one of the tools that can deal with that problem.
As part of its Green Deal strategy to reach climate neutrality by 2050, the EU recently unveiled a new Circular Economy Action Plan that aims to redesign the way Europe's economy works from root to tip.
The new Circular Economy Action Plan from the EU sets a really ambitious goal, and the big change that it brings to how we use and consume products, and the big effect it will have, is that it's put a focus on eco-design. Critically, whether a component part breaks or whether the product goes out of style or just isn't wanted anymore, that it still has a life afterwards. And even if it doesn't have a life as that functioning product, the component parts of that product can be recovered.
Transitioning the way we manufacture products will be a huge challenge. Many sectors like the textile and fashion industry are embedded in the old ways of doing things. Globally right now, it's estimated less than 1% of all textiles are recycled into new fabrics. Most are burned or sent to landfill. But supporters of change insist it can bring massive business benefits.
The opportunities coming out of the circular economy have to be easy, and they have to be easy to implement and easy to be on the receiving end as a consumer. If you're a manufacturing company, for example, and you're incentivized to retain responsibility and ownership of the materials that you're using, then it incentivizes you also to design those in a way that they're not going to become waste. The end result of that is that businesses move to a service-based model. It's almost like a leasing arrangement. And that's a fundamental shift in how consumers interact with businesses. And that's already happening in a lot of cases across member states.
But what about the rest of the world? Even if Europe does manage to transform the way it currently uses resources, will it be enough to spur change elsewhere?
On circular economy, I've traveled a lot with it, and I found in New York, in Colombia, in Australia, they're all referencing back to what is being done within the EU. So certainly we're setting a good example of best practice that other jurisdictions are watching and are starting to follow. But secondly, we have trade deals, and in an interconnected, globalized economic system, the trade deals are now containing elements of circularity in them. Once you introduce that, the impact that the EU countries can have and the EU as a trading bloc can have on global supply chains is massive.